Okay, good. Good to be home, that's for sure. Let me just start off by saying, played a good Wagner football team. They're a championship team from last year. Excellent football coach and Coach Hamlin. And, they had a good plan coming into this thing. They presented some things early against our offense. I thought they did a really good job, and hats off to them. Anytime you play a team that won a championship the year before, regardless of what size school it is, you got to look at them. It's tough to win championships. It's tough to win games, period. And I just want to make sure that, we understand Wagner's a good football team. I wish them all the luck in the world. I thought they were well prepared. I thought their kids played extremely hard. Looking at our situation, obviously pleased with the way we played up front on defense. Really across the board. A lot of good things to build off of. I was pleased with the way Terrell came in and played. I believe in both those kids. It's a long season, so we have to keep the position strong by continuing to work both those kids and make good decisions. I'm anxious to watch the videotape, not just at the quarterback position, but at all of them and see where we're at. But was really pleased with Terrell. I think he was like 15 to 17. I haven't seen the stats yet. Had to have at least 250 or something like that, and 3 touchdowns, I think, right, for Terrell. Equally, we had some target points that were extremely important to me as an offense and a defense. And I know I keep sounding like a broken record, but first down is so key. And I think we did a good job. I think we were 24-38 offensively, and I think defensively, I think Wagner only got 4 of 18. So you target those small areas, and then you go to work, and I was real pleased with that. Got a great group of kids. And fight back. We'll have a good Tulane team that'll be prepared for us. They got a couple extra days to prepare. So we got a great challenge in front of us. It was great to be home in the Dome. It's great to see the student body out there, especially the freshmen down in there. I know they were excitable. And we just look forward to continuing to ramp this up here in the Dome, make this place a very difficult place to play, and really have some fun with it. So we're going to start off right now. We're going to need all the help we can get. And I want to start off right now inviting the community and our fans to come on out here and support this team. We've got a great group of high-character kids that do things right on and off the field. And sure would like to ramp this thing up and try to get number 2 against Tulane. And with that, you can take the questions.
Raise your hand for questions. We have wireless mics that will pass around right behind you.
All throughout the preseason process, you expressed how you had belief in both the quarterbacks, and then Terrell comes in, and I think he leads 5 touchdown drives in his first 5 possessions. I mean, that's basically as good as he can play. Would he even exceed your expectations a little bit with that start, 5 for 5?
I think with anything in sports, first of all, I love the hell out of Terrell, as I do Drew Allen, as I do Charlie Logan, all these kids. But I think you always have to be careful. It's never as good as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems. Somewhere in between is the reality. I think that was Lou Holtz when he was out at Arkansas saying that after a victory and a loss consecutively. I think really you have to look at it with clean, realistic eyes and expectations. You get 2 BCS schools, 10-win team at Northwestern. I think Penn State won 8 the year before. Very good football teams. And you got to be careful, looking at the talent level that you're going against. And that's not to begrudge Wagner, because they're a good football team. But I think we got to be smart about how we look at it. Now, with that being said, extremely proud of the way he played, and look forward to continuing to see him progress.
As the son of a coach, how much does win number 1 mean to you?
I don't think about it too much, until they dumped the Gatorade on me, and it felt good, and it felt great to turn around and see my son Wolfgang back there. Yeah. Why'd you have to go there? Feels great. Let's get number 2 as fast as possible.
Scott, some of the numbers for your defense were pretty incredible. You held them without a first down until the very end of the first half, a couple interceptions, held them for a while to fewer yards than plays. What impressed you most about your defense today?
Really, early in the week, because we were extremely mad. We were, kids, coaches alike, we were so mad coming out of Evanston because we felt like we were a better football team than we showed, and we felt like we gave plays up in Evanston. And as a coach and as players, you got to gristle up and say, how are we going to go about work? And our big theme is don't you change. Don't you change is what I say to the kids all the time. And it's the way you bounce back that shows your real character. So they went to work, and they were kind of pissed. Be honest with you. Tuesday, Wednesday practice, and it got a little physical at times, and I kind of felt bad for the scout team at times because they were taking frustrations out on them. They couldn't wait to get back in the dome in front of their student body and their community. So to me, it was a culmination of being upset and frustrated because we didn't get a victory in those first two. But going back to work and staying steady as we go with what we know is important, and that's staying with the formula we set out months ago and staying with the plan that we believe in and not ever being derailed by any outside forces, and understanding that if we do a few things better in each of those games, we give ourselves a chance to win and win well. So my challenge to the kids was to come out here. In the past we struggled looking good against some of the smaller schools that we've played, and we've won games, but didn't win them pretty. I wanted to win this pretty. I wanted to truly come out of this game feeling great about our operation mode on offense, as well as on defense, about the way we ran to the ball and hit on defense, like the way we got plays in and out of the huddle. I wanted to go faster, and I thought Coach McDonald did a great job staying with the plan as we moved on. I thought Coach Bola and the rest of the coaches did a great job fixing the things that were wrong last week, and we stayed steadfast with the plan that was set out, months ago. And that's the key. You can't be derailed by outside influences. You got to stay focused in on one another as coaches and as teammates. And when you do that, good things happen. You got to just keep pounding that rock till it breaks right down the middle. So we'll have a great challenge this week in Tulane and continue forward the same way we did going into this one. Excuse me.
Coach, given what you saw at the quarterback position today, are you confident that you've decided on just one, or do you think we'll see a rotation next week against Tulane?
I don't know if it's because I'm a defensive guy, but I just think it's the position that's more important than the person. I just really do. It's a long season in college football. We got two guys that haven't played a ton of football. We have to be able to win with either of them. With that being said, obviously walking off, really excited about the way Terrell played. But also, we got to look at the big picture here too and say, realistically, both those kids have to be ready to play to make sure the position's consistent, and that's the key. No different than a middle linebacker. Luke Arcenega's got to be ready to play if if Marquise Sproul's not in the game. That's the way I look at it, right, wrong, or indifferent.
Scott, two new specialists for you today in Riley and Ryan. How do you think those two kids did?
Oh, I think they did okay. I got to look at it. I don't have the stats in front of me. I didn't think we were as clean as we needed to be with a couple of the kicks. I know Ryan. I think he was nervous going into the thing. He's been a kickoff guy, but I think he did a solid job, but not as good as we need.
Scott, the four running backs finished with, I think, 4.7 or 4.8 yards per carry today, and they really started to get going. Did you think that was a product of perhaps Wagner needing to account for Terrell's legs once he was in there a little bit more?
Not so much. I think it was just we have some talented kids, and I think our expectations were that we should gain 5 yards of play running the ball. They stuffed the box in there pretty good. That's why you saw a lot of bubbles thrown to the outside. But we still stuck with some runs into numbers too, which isn't necessarily what you want to do. But we have good backs. We just got to keep getting better up front.
Chris?
Scott, you started with kind of that open invitation to the community. Were you at all disappointed with the size of the crowd, or was it what you expected?
I was so happy for the people that showed up and felt it worthy to pay to come in here. And we need to continue to put a great product on the field so people want to come. I know the best thing we can do to help our marketing department is win games and play good football. That's a tough brand of football, a hard-nosed brand of football, but is also consistent and clean and likable to watch because it's not ugly. And I thought for the most part we were fairly clean today. Penalty-wise, we had, I think we had 2 holding penalties. I think it ended up 3 holding penalties, but I don't know about. Not allowed to criticize that stuff. But at halftime, what we did is we knew we were going to be playing a lot of kids. And I challenged the team to play with great integrity. We had a little scuffle there before halftime, a little snipping going on like happens in football. I challenged them to walk off after the fourth quarter with great integrity and discipline. And no illegal formations, with the young kids getting in. A lot of times, guys not on the line and that sort of thing. I know Omari flinched on one, but the challenge at halftime was to go out there and play with great discipline and integrity. I said, if someone spears you in the back, walk away. Because I want people to say we have a disciplined team. And I was embarrassed the first 2 games because we had instances where I didn't do a good enough job preparing our kids to make it look the way we expected. As coaches and as people in the community watching their team. At the absolute worst, I want people to say we're a disciplined team that doesn't beat themselves, and that did not happen against Northwestern. A disciplined team doesn't beat themselves and plays the game with great integrity, which means great attitude, great effort, but also controlling the things we can't control. Formationally, being lined up where we're supposed to be. You're going to have penalties in every game, but let's minimize them and let's not have them be ugly penalties. I want us to be a team that you look out there and you feel good about watching us play from that point of view. That's why I rambled with the answer.
Scott, what can you say about the receivers that you had out there? Jared West over 140 yards, and then also what Ashton and Brisley were able to do. Chris Clark got out there, made some good plays. What can you say about your staff there?
I think they did a good job. I think Rob Moore did a nice job preparing those kids this week. He's done a nice job, ever since he's been here. I think they were put in positions to make plays, and they made most of them, which was great to see. I think Jared West had a little bit of extra oomph to him because I think his grandfather passed away this morning. Found that out right before the game, and so I was really happy to see that he, played well and overcame a difficult situation, losing somebody he loves, so much. But I think they all played pretty well. There's a lot of things to clean up. Our expectations need to be to ramp it up even higher as we get into the Tulane week. But that group is doing a pretty good job.
Scott,
Right behind you, Mark.
back to the quarterbacks.
Joe?
I know you have to look at film. I know you have to evaluate all that, but the way the game played out, is there any way to avoid starting Terrell Hunt next week?
No, I mean he's. I think he played really well, and I'd have a hard time thinking any different. You know what I mean? But in the same, in the same breath, it's easy for you guys to come in here and say, "Oh, well, holy cow, he played great." He did. He played great, and I'm excited for him. But we got another game, another quarter. Every snap counts. And we're going to continue to compete to put the best guys on the football field. And you got 2 Big Ten teams that Drew went up against. So I don't want us to get all down on Drew Allen because I believe in that kid as well. Now, Terrell right now, I feel great about him. I think he's on a high. I think he gives us a chance to win. I was really proud of the way he moved around in the pocket and made plays with his feet. Really proud of him. So I don't want to make it sound anything more than that, but I think we can win with both of those kids. I think Terrell will be ready to start this thing off. I'll be surprised if I feel differently, but I'm going to go back and do my due diligence and watch every snap and make sure that we make the best decision for our team, our school, our students, our community, so we can go get another victory with the best players at all 11 positions ready to play. That are most ready at this point in time.